welcome to Sunny Side Up Yoga with Amy. I'm Amy. Today we're going to dig into our hips. Don't shut the video off. People say this, I can't, my hips are too tight. Right, if your hips are tight, this is the practice for you. Tight hips can lead to a lot of low back discomfort as well, so let's get in, dig in, and release the hips today. Remember, there is a ton of benefit in the attempt of a pose. So even if you don't look how you think you should look in a pose today, attempt it, there is benefit ahead. Here we go, friends. We're gonna start seated like we are. If you have super tight hips, you might need to boost yourself up by sitting on a rolled up blanket. So if you need that, go ahead now and get it set under your sits bones. Let's take a big inhale up, lengthening through the spine. Feel your sits bones root down and land in your mat, and then hinge forward. Maybe you're gonna come onto your palms, and right here is plenty for you. Or maybe you'll start to creep out a little bit further. Just breathe nice and steady. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Just wrap your mind around the fact today that your practice is going to be focused on a lot of care and consideration for your hips and your whole body. And we're not going to push things too far or too fast. Walk yourself back up. Good, now we're going to bring one leg in front of the other. So let's start with our right shin in front and our left shin behind. If you're still on a blanket, that's fantastic. We're going to take a big inhale up here. And as you exhale, right hand will come onto right knee. Left hand is going to come somewhere behind your hips into a gentle twist. Make a strong note to turn through the torso, even the shoulders. Keep the shoulders even as you hinge forward, looking past the knee. So what's happening with this right hand is you're gently pressing and encouraging that right knee toward the ground. So you'll start to feel that stretch creeping into the right glute and up the right side back. Good, couple more breaths here. Shoulders are nice and even. Back is nice and long. And we'll gently bring ourselves back up and back to the center. Good, we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. This time, left shin is forward, right shin is behind. Inhale, take a nice lengthening here through the spine as you exhale. Left hand comes onto the left knee. We're gonna gently press into the floor and press into the knee, sit taller, and then take that little hinge, keeping the shoulders nice and even, and breathe right here. Starting nice and easy, breathing into that hip and glute. Okay, one more breath of TLC into that left hip, and then we're gonna sit up nice and tall. And turn ourselves back to center. Good, now we're gonna meet in a tabletop position. Okay, from all fours, you're gonna make sure that your pointer fingers are pointing straight forward. So the eye of your elbows are pointing forward. Now listen, you can stay right here, or you're gonna tuck the toes and come into a downward facing dog. So stay on all fours or come into a downward facing dog, and we're gonna gently sway the hips side to side from either position. Fingers are nice and spread. And we're gonna meet in the center. If you were on all fours, come up to a downward facing dog. Keep your knees as bent as you need to. We're gonna take a walk forward now, up toward our wrists. So bend the knees as much as you want to. And once your feet get up towards your wrists, we're gonna inhale to a half lift, toning the tummy, coming up halfway. And exhale, we're gonna sink all the way back down into that forward fold. Now your hands need to be touching the floor here, so if you need to bend the knees, bend the knees. We're gonna lift the heels away from the ground, popping up onto the balls of the feet, and then bend at the knees and start to tuck the tailbone forward between the heels. Chin is tucked into the top of the heart. Here you're gonna feel a nice release through your low back. Good. Start to sink the heels and lift the tail back into forward fold. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, sink all the way down. Bend the knees, root the palms again. Take a big step back with your right leg. We're going to come into an easy twist here. So left fingertips will reach up toward the sky, twisting and opening, releasing the low back, starting to feel that stretch in the right hip flexor. Draw your palm back down to the ground. We're going to lift and lower and lift and lower. Really feeling that opening through your right hip flexor. Good, belly is toned in. And we'll shine the heart forward. Go ahead and bring that left hand inside the foot and heel toe open. So you're almost to the outer edge of the mat. And now toes will turn open, heel stays in on the mat, lower down to that back knee. We're going to take a little pigeon prep here. So we're going to bring hand up to the knee, press the knee back and open, looking over the back shoulder, sinking the right hip flexor down toward the floor. And we're going to draw ourselves back to the center, toes forward, knees forward. You're going to lift the back toes up. Now bring your palm right onto your thigh. We're going to support ourselves as we press up and then open into a warrior two. So now shoulders and hips are squared, back edge of the foot is rooted. Good, we're going to come into right angle. So hinging forward, bringing forearm onto thigh. Try not to collapse into the thigh, but stay nice and lifted through the upper body. And then we'll bring that bicep in line with the ear. Find extra length in the side body. Lower body is heating up, so we can take this into some deeper hip stretches. From here, wind back up to a warrior two. Turn that left foot in, and we're going to take a wide forward fold here. So diving forward, flat back, hands are reaching, lower crown of the head toward the floor, and then press right into the palms. We'll take a twist here, center the right hand, and swivel open, twist, reaching left fingers up toward the sky. We are feeling a nice stretch here through our low back and now through our inner thighs. Again, preparing our hips for some deeper openings. Bring that palm down and sweep right palm up. Breathe right there. And we'll return to center. Now we're going to walk our hands over to the other side of our mat. So it's walking and finding ourselves in that low lunge position again. And here we'll take our twist, opening up. We're going to lower that palm back down and we'll do a little lift and lower. So just piking the hips up a little bit and really feeling that nice opening through the left hip flexor as you press it down towards your mat. Good, we'll pause, making sure we're not collapsing through the heart. Open up, you're gonna bring that right hand inside the right foot, heel toe open, heel stays on the mat, toes are pointed open, lowering down to that back knee. You can keep the toes curled or not. And then here we'll take that pigeon prep. So we're gonna lift the hand, gently press the knee out and away, coming onto the edge of the foot and maybe looking over the shoulder. Now just breathe. Don't assume your body should look a certain way here. Just work in a place that's right for you. Good, another nice deep breath. And we'll meet back in the center. We're gonna bring hands both inside that right foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Right palm is going to come onto the right thigh here. Tone the belly. Press in to support yourself as you come up into that warrior two. So turning that back foot, rooting the edge, squaring shoulders and hips. And we'll take that right angle here. Reach all the way. Bicep comes in line with the ear. Maybe you stay supported. Maybe you want an extra challenge, so you come unsupported here. And we'll work back to a warrior two. Straightening and turning, bringing that foot in, and we'll make our way again to our wide forward fold. Dip the crown of the head down toward the floor. Press into it. You're going to turn the heels in, toes will stay open, drop the rear, coming into your yogic squat. Now your feet aren't frozen to the ground, so move them as you need to as you settle into this deep hip opener in your yogic squat. Maybe you stay supported, hands on the floor. Maybe you've got that rolled up blanket that you want to place under your rear. And then we'll use our elbows to gently press the knees open. Good, let it go. Big hip joints, they hold on to a lot of junk. Just let it go here. Breathe through this. Good, let it go, friends. Inhaling deeply into the hips, lots of consideration and gratitude there. Exhale, allow them to release. This is you doing a lot of work for your hips right now. Breathe into it. One more breath. Good. Release palms to the floor if they weren't already there. Start to straighten, lifting through the tailbone, turning the toes back towards center. Release crown of head. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, sink all the way back down. Tone your belly. Inhale, reverse swan dive, flat back. We come all the way up, nice and tall. Exhale, finding mountain. Great. We have one strengthening, balancing pose before we head back to the floor. This is going to be a standing pigeon pose. So root that right leg into the ground. Start to lift the left leg. Hey, if you have a chair or anything you want to use for balance, go for it. You're in the comfort of your own home. Grab what you need. We're going to sink the rear back, flex the foot for extra support, and breathe into that left glute. Good. Lots of strength, lots of stretch happening here. Have patience with yourself. If you fall out, you just try getting back in. And we're going to inhale to stand and find a strong mountain posture. Shift weight now onto the left leg. Squeeze that left glute. Good. Lift the knee, crossing it over. Hands maybe come to the heart. Maybe this is enough and you're going to work here today. Maybe you're going to bend the knees, sending the hips back, and get a little deeper into the right glute. Good, heart is wide open. This is just for you. You're not in competition with anybody. Breathe into it. Beautiful. Inhale to stand all the way back up. Find mountain, and you can meet me on all fours or in downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to transition ourselves into a pigeon. So whether you're on all fours or down dog, you're going to bring your right knee forward and lay that shin down in front of you. Now we're going to take that left leg back, hands come back, lift the heart. Okay, right here, if you have a rolled up blanket and this right glute is kind of hanging out over the floor, give it some support. So stash your blanket under there. We're going to press that left back shin into the mat. That's going to help us to balance our body weight so we're even right and left. If this is plenty, stay here. If you want to lower down and get a little bit deeper, you can release either the forearms or maybe you're going to release all the way down today. Just breathe right there in your pigeon pose. Inhaling into those tissues that are talking to you. Exhale, let it go. Allow your body to release. Sink. Let go. Inhale, pressing back up. Rooting the palms, spreading the fingers, tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee, come back to all fours or to downward facing dog so we can switch and go to the other side. Okay, left knee is going to come in, lay the shin down, slide the right leg back. Really root that shin down into the ground. Try to even the weight. Remember to stash the blanket under that left glute if that feels best for you today. And then stay high or come low. And just breathe. This is just doing some work to help those hips, and it takes a lot of consistent time and breath into your poses. Soften your face. Kind of do a body scan and see where you're holding on. And then convince those areas with your breath to just let go. And we'll start to bring ourselves back up, walking the palms back. And from here, we're going to just swing that back leg around and we'll make our way into butterfly. So soles of the feet come together, knees are open. You're gonna sit nice and tall, and then if it's right for you to hinge forward, then you'll hinge forward. Maybe the elbows encourage the knees a little bit closer to the ground. And then once you're hinged forward as far as you want to, then you can relax the head and neck. And we'll take one more nice deep breath here, and then you'll start to draw the belly button back and roll yourself back up to a nice tall seated posture, and then come into an easy pose, or if it feels right for you to extend your legs out in front, extend your legs out in front. Thanks so much for joining me today. Every time you practice yoga and get yourself into any of these poses, you're creating new space in your body, and that space is where change happens. Stick with it, my friends. We'll take one more big breath in together. Exhaling, drawing right into your heart center. Namaste. If you enjoyed today's practice, if you would hit subscribe, it's free, and then there's a little bell next to the subscribe. If you hit that, then you'll receive notifications when I post new videos. Thanks for practicing today.